quarks to bended knee. Everywhere air rises high, fills the sky. Hunts in packs as wind, motion's unseen hand. Love sounded light before the womb, beyond the tomb, sounds through the night. We wait on the rain, and it was worth it. Prayer takes power from the darkest hour, and all water knows to raise the lowest boat. Love sounded light before the womb, beyond the tomb, sounds through the night.
They didn't stay here long enough for me to acknowledge them. We are so grateful, Joseph is our music director, as he said when he introduced himself, and Michou and Joseph write the most exquisite pieces together, and that was one of them. I'm not moving anything today because I'm not moving anything today. Maybe something I say will move you, but otherwise I'm not moving anything today. Usually, because Dan and Beth wouldn't know, usually I move this to the side, but technologically we've already overcome, as Jean said we would, great things, so we're just going to let it be. Yeah. Because it may have its own energetic linkage by now, and So Dan and Beth have just learned, as I welcomed them this morning, that I'm Ann, and I am also Rev Ann Rea, and I get to be in service with this fabulous community called the Everyday Center for Spiritual Living, where we empower each other to live joy-filled lives. And our belief in this community is one of our core beliefs is if you're not having a good time, you're doing it wrong. Because life is about enjoying.
Yep.
Really. Life is about enjoying and finding the enjoyment and finding the pleasure and letting ourselves have it. Life is about celebration, which we have been talking about all month. Now, of course, that happened to coincide with the fact that my birthday was last week. You thought I wasn't going to mention it again. Last chance, that's right.
That's right.
And that's true. We have been talking about it all month, partly because my birthday month, notice I said month, is June. And I believe in celebrating.
Right.
And I believe in celebrating every day. I believe in celebrating the tiniest thing. So right now, not that you had forgotten, but we're in the process of moving into a new house for us. And you have never seen anybody celebrate anything the way we do every time we unload a whole box. Because that's a big deal.
Yep.
Everybody in this room has moved at least once. And every time you unload a whole box, it's a big deal. And if it's a box that happened to hold something that you have really been looking for, where the common phrase in our house is, boy, it'll be so nice when we find whatever it is. But you know that leaves something out. That leaves out the fact that it's already nice. It's already good. It's already important. It's already meaningful. We aren't waiting for that one thing, because believe me, after that one thing shows up, you know what? There'll be another thing. There'll be another thing that we can't wait until we find that thing. And it's all good. You know, we're finding things we forgot we had. And I think that that happens in our life. As we consider, which is all I'm asking all of us to do, as we consider life as something to celebrate every day, because we're new every day, don't you know? We are. Scientifically proven. We're new every day. Do we feel new every day? Some of us. Ask Deanna Joy. She feels new every day. Feeling new every day, just because we are new every day, takes some awareness. So how can I look, I'm going to use Matt's gratitude about it being the end of the fiscal year as an example. How can we use looking at the fact, because this is a fact, right? It's the end of the state fiscal year. How can we look at that fact and find something to celebrate? Find something to acknowledge as meaningful. Find something to acknowledge as making a contribution to the greater whole. Well, since Matt has spent a whole week going through it, I would be willing to guess that he, once it was over, I want you to hang on to that phrase, once it was over, once it was done. He found all kinds of things to celebrate. Not the least of which was not having to look at it anymore. And once our garage is empty of boxes, don't you think that we'll probably do a happy dance? But why wait? Why wait? Because the opportunity, our decision, you know, we're funny. We're really funny. Because we make these decisions about when it's okay and when it's not okay to be happy. And whether it's the election or half unpacked boxes or having a doctor's appointment where there may be news that we don't want to hear, whatever it is, news from around the world, whatever it is, I guarantee you there is always something to worry about. There's always something to be fearful of. There's always something that justifies in our minds, this is where we get funny, that justifies in our minds postponing our enjoyment. Because as long as that's going on, how can I be happy?
Right.
Until I unpack every box, and thank God I don't have to do it alone. Until I unpack every box, how can I really enjoy being in our new home? Until whatever the mess is, and wherever the mess is, whether it's in our immediate lives, or in somebody else's life that we know, or in the world's life, or in the government's life, or in wherever's life, I'll wait, I'll postpone, I'll put off, I'll justify being unhappy, or afraid, or angry, or worried, or all of it. The reason that I say that those are interesting choices to make, and that it's funny that we make them, is not because the situation's funny. It's because the moment that we decide that whatever the thing is more important than our happiness and our peace of mind, then it is. The moment that we decide that whatever it is that's going on deserves our attention more than we do, then it does. Now, how long are you going to wait? How many excuses do we have? Because believe me, I know people who can come up with a laundry list of excuses.
Yeah.
For being unhappy, for feeling worried, for feeling concerned. And am I saying that there's, this philosophy is not woo-woo teaching.
Right.
This is about learning to think differently about what it is we're looking at. To think differently about how we perceive the world and how much power we want to give that perception.
Right.
Because we have the choice.
Yes, we do.
Every moment of every day, we have the choice to decide what's meaningful, to decide what's important, to decide what's worthy of our attention, intention, and energy.
Yep.
We have the choice.
Yep.
So, there might be a few things going on in the world right now, or even in our personal lives, that are causing us a little concern. Now, I'd like for you, as part of your homework this week, notice I said part, I'd like for you to explore what your worry, what your concern, what your willingness to give your power, to give your energy, to give your attention to whatever this thing or these things are, how much difference it's making. How much difference do you believe it's making? You know, the idea that if we aren't concerned, then, or worried, or angry, or nervous, or anxious, or whatever the thing is, then what are we doing?
Right.
You know, we don't care. No. That's not how it works. So let me make this crystal clear. Our own clarity. Jean spoke very clearly about inner wisdom in her reading. Denise spoke very clearly about inner wisdom in her invocation this morning. Our own clarity, our balance in the world. That's what makes a difference. That's what makes a difference. Our looking at a situation and remaining, or a circumstance, whatever the case may be, whether it's personal or not, and recognizing that within that circumstance, or available for that circumstance, is a solution that serves the greater good, that's where our attention belongs. That's where our energy belongs. Instead of worry. Do you know what worry is?
What?
I love my peanut gallery. And that's the truth. Worry is belief in doubt.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Worry is belief in doubt. Worry is belief in fear. Worry is belief that there's not a solution. There might not be a solution. The solution may not happen in time. And all of those things are fear. So if we have a choice, which we do, and we're going to choose something other than worry, what shall we choose?
Mm.
What shall we choose?
Good question.
Joy. Word with friends.
Speak up.
Peace.
Peace,
Wisdom.
wisdom,
Joy.
joy,
Gratitude.
gratitude. Oh. Now, it's not that the other things that people contributed weren't great ideas and great places to park our mind and our feelings. But gratitude is gold. Because believe me, if we can find things, or as we find things to be grateful for, to appreciate things, people, circumstances, to be grateful for, even if it's just knowing that there is a solution for a situation that right now is beyond our pay grade.
Mm.
We can't figure it out. I have a situation like that going on right now. And I did everything that I could to do my part to handle it. And then I said, out loud, I said, okay, I'm done. I am letting it go, and I am giving it up and over to a bigger answer, to a divine idea, to the activity of the divine, to the activity of that one life that I know knows. I know that this life that lives through me and as me and in me and all around me and all around all of us and all around everything and everyone, and is it's imaginator, new word, and the thing that the force, the impulse that brings it forward into a material expression, I know it knows.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's looking at this situation that I have done everything that I can think of to figure out. I know that it's looking at that situation and going, well, that's nothing. This is handled. Now, my conviction, first of all, in my awareness of that life as expressing through me and as me, and only able to do for me what it can do through me, I recognize that my permission, which it requires, by the way, my permission for it to take over, not that it, well, yes, that it, but this it, and that it, all of it. My permission for it to take over enabled me to go, whew, I'm glad I did my part. I'm glad I did everything that I could do. I took all my steps, and I'm really glad that I can just let it go and know. Not let it go into some kind of weird fogginess where I don't know whether it's going to get straightened out or not. I know that the straightening out has already happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to let go of it. I had to let go of, I had to do my part and then know that was enough.
Right.
I had to do my part and call it good. And now I just let what's best for all concerned to reveal itself. Because there's nothing else for me to do, and I can take joy in that, and I can be grateful for that, just for that knowing, just for that trust. You know, sometimes when we talk about gratitude, we think we have to have a thing. And I mean a thing to be specifically grateful for. A thing, a person, an outcome, whatever. But we don't. Because we already have the thing. We're all breathing, right?
Yes.
Are only 5 people breathing? Okay, I know it takes more breath to laugh, so more of you are breathing than affirmed that you were. We're breathing. Wow. We're breathing air that is provided without any help from us. You're funny. And I love you. Stephen had to get out his inhaler. Just, you know, to make the point. Gratitude is cause for celebration. Just being able to stay in gratitude is cause for celebration. And finding the little shiny things everywhere to be grateful for. The little goodies everywhere. Whether it's someone looking us in the eyes and giving us a smile, whether we know them or not. Someone calling who we haven't heard from in a long time just to say hello. Someone that we know having a situation that they've been dealing with for a long time suddenly resolve. There are countless. In fact, there are a whole day's worth of reasons to be grateful every day. A whole day's worth. Yes, I'm looking at you. So the rest of our homework assignment is to just check it out and see how we do with gratitude this week. How we do with feeling it, how we do with recognizing reasons for it, how we do with sharing it with others. How do we do with gratitude this week? Because believe me, the first part of your homework was to recognize worry and what it really means, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the second, thank you, Stephen, and the second part B, 2, is to practice, consciously practice, lean into it, put all of your energy into it, practice gratitude to the point of feeling ridiculous. And so it is.
And so it
Joey!
And here come the maestros.
A lot of props on